Hezbollah has struck the Stella Maris naval base northwest of Haifa with a missile barrage, targeting the strategic Israeli installation used for naval monitoring and control on the northern coast. The strike is part of a broadening offensive Hezbollah has been conducting since entering the war against Israel in solidarity with Iran, following the assassination of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. The group had earlier struck a military site in Haifa with missiles and drones, marking the first time in more than a year it had targeted the city. In a separate attack that reached deeper into Israeli territory than any Hezbollah strike since hostilities intensified, the group claimed to have targeted the IDF Home Front Command headquarters in Ramlah and a satellite communications station in the Eila Valley near Beit Shemesh. Israel has responded by pushing ground forces deeper into southern Lebanon, issuing forced displacement orders covering 59 areas, including several Dahiya neighborhoods. The Israeli military said on Monday that its air force had completed additional waves of strikes in Lebanon over the past few days, adding that dozens of rocket and missile launchers belonging to Hezbollah were dismantled south of the Litani River. The hostilities are expected to increase.
8 Israeli soldiers, including the son of Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich, were injured in a rocket attack by Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah in northern Israel on Friday. Hezbollah's rocket attack was in response to relentless Israeli strike on Lebanon amid its war with Iran. According to the Times of Israel, 5 of the 8 soldiers were seriously wounded in the rocket attack. The troops, who all serve with the Givati Brigade, were taken to the hospital for treatment. The Israeli military on Friday released footage that it claimed showed airstrikes on Hezbollah targets across Lebanon. In a statement, the army said its air force, guided by IDF intelligence, completed a broad-scale wave of strikes in Beirut against Hezbollah terror infrastructure. According to Lebanon's health ministry, the number of people killed by Israeli strikes since Monday has risen to 217, with another 798 wounded. After the attacks by the US and Israel on Iran triggered a new war in the Middle East, Hezbollah launched missiles and drones into Israel Monday for the first time in over a year. Israel has retaliated by bombarding southern Lebanon and Beirut's southern suburbs.
The Iran-backed Hezbollah militant group has unleashed bloody attacks on Israeli forces in southern Lebanon amid renewed fighting. An officer of the Israeli Defense Forces was seriously wounded during fighting with Hezbollah in South Lebanon on March 5th. The IDF also informed that another soldier suffered moderate injuries. Both troops serve in the IDF's Givati Brigade and were taken to a hospital for treatment. According to the Times of Israel, citing the IDF, their families were notified and no further details were shared. The wounded officer marks the most serious casualty yet among Israeli troops since ground forces began pushing deeper into southern Lebanon in recent days as part of an offensive in response to renewed cross-border rocket fire. On March 4th, 2 Israeli soldiers were wounded after Hezbollah launched anti-tank guided missile in southern Lebanon. This was the first reported injury among Israeli forces since the start of the regional war. Fresh conflict broke out between Hezbollah and the IDF after the Lebanon-based militant group launched rockets and drones at northern Israel on March 2nd to avenge the death of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. In response, the Israel Defense Forces advanced further into southern Lebanon, with the military saying it assumed forward defensive positions to establish an additional defensive layer to remove the threats to the residents of northern Israel. Remember, Israel, in violation of the previous agreement, has been occupying parts of southern Lebanon. Israel carried out a series of airstrikes late Thursday into Friday, targeting the southern suburbs of Beirut, as well as areas in southern and eastern Lebanon. Loud explosions could be heard as the strikes lit up the skyline. IDF said it targeted Hezbollah military infrastructure in a wave of airstrikes in Dahiyah. According to Lebanon, 123 people have been killed in Israel's strikes, and 83,000 had evacuated before Thursday's evacuation order.
There will be no more equations. We will continue to act to protect the security of northern residents. We will act without pause to remove the threat, and we will not let up on the objective of disarming Hezbollah.
Hezbollah continued firing rockets and drones into northern Israel Thursday and early Friday, setting off sirens Thursday in the Acre area, Galilee, and the Golan Heights. From 2:14 a.m. to 2:39 a.m., 7 separate alarms sounded in towns near the Lebanon border, including Kiryat Shmona, Metula, and Mizgavam.
Backed by Iran, the Lebanese resistance group Hezbollah has intensified its confrontation with Israel, firing 2 separate rocket barrages toward Israeli military positions. The attacks came on Thursday as cross-border hostilities between Hezbollah fighters and Israeli forces entered their 4th consecutive day. Sirens echoed across northern Israel, while Israeli military responded with strikes on Hezbollah targets in southern Lebanon. The first barrage was aimed at Israeli positions in the Al Jalil panhandle, while a second followed at targeting a facility operated by Rafael Advanced Defense Systems, a major Israeli defense contractor located south of Akka. Notably, Rafael is among Israel's primary defense suppliers, developing systems including Iron Dome, the Spike missile, and the Trophy active protection system. Thursday's strikes followed a broad wave of Hezbollah operations on Wednesday that targeted several significant Israeli military and defense sites deep inside Israeli territory. Among the locations targeted were the Ain Shemer airfield near Hadera, which houses Arrow anti-ballistic missile batteries and Green Pine radar systems, the Iron Dome radar array at the Kiryat Eliezer Air Defense Base in Haifa, the Tel HaShomer military headquarters southeast of Tel Aviv, Haifa Naval Base, Ramat David Air Base, and the headquarters of Israeli aerospace industries in central Israel. On the Israeli side, its forces have struck across southern Lebanon, the Bekaa Valley, and Beirut's southern suburb, killing more than 10 people according to reports. Ground clashes were also reported along the border, which was confirmed by the United Nations, which reported UN peacekeepers in southern Lebanon said they had seen and heard clashes